It's like you got whiskey dick now. You made it past 3 seconds. I had
I
a
think
guy. I had a guy at work arguing with me that there's no such thing as AI chat boxes. I'm like, I'm like, okay. And then we went through a sales demo like the next day, and they were talking about how we could get, a chat box for our website. Just wondering if you're planning on using Google Translate your entire trip, or just in Paris.
no, actually, just Wales.
Just well, Wales.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
speak Welsh.
yeah, and they have very thick accents, right? So you may have to use it.
Yeah.
All right, Obi.
All right, not bad for an episode. You didn't have anything on your mind for it.
No, I mean I just wanted to talk about the style of cookouts and see what came from it. Obi-Wan. So I know in your Stream Prunk Sports, you guys did an episode on Obi-Wan Kenobi. What I really want to get your thoughts on, which I think is really interesting, is in the last 2 days, which has really surfaced, is the racism that has been directed at Reva. For those of you who aren't watching Obi-Wan, you should, but she's the African American character. And apparently, Star Wars fans are a bunch of white nerds that don't like black people in their universe.
Star Wars is so ubiquitous that when Star Wars fans try to act like they are some nerd culture, that's the full of shit part. They are everyone. It was only the top rate selling movie every time it drops. Oh, look, new record. So everybody's a Star Wars fan, which unfortunately means that everybody's a Star Wars fan, which means you got some pretty horrific people who are Star Wars fans. And you got probably some real angels who are Star Wars fans because everyone's a Star Wars fan, which then means that shit, people who are assholes are going to be assholes and they're going to be public about it because it's not some small little group. Now, there are other nerd subcultures that I think really there are truly subcultures, and if they have racists in them, that's a less reflective of the total culture versus that's a reflection of your culture. I think Star Wars is a reflection of the entire, not just American culture, the entire world culture. It's one of the most popular things out there. And for anyone to act like there's some sort of special nerd because they're a Star Wars fan is doing Star Wars a disservice. And, you're an asshole, whether you're a Star Wars fan or not.
So that's a good take. So you're saying really there is no such thing as a Star Wars nerd, is that we're all Star Wars nerds, and that as a result of that, we're the good and the bad of society is going to come out with Star Wars fans.
Yeah, that's my opinion. That these movies everybody has seen. You've never seen a Star Wars movie? It's like a thing people say to the person when they say I've never one, not one of them.
Yeah, there's a few people out there. Like I know like one person who's never seen a Star Wars movie, and I don't get it. And I think at this point in their life, it's now like the same reason I don't drink coffee. Like I haven't had coffee to this point. I'm like, well, why have it now? Like, and so now it's like a badge of honor. Like I'm never having coffee because I popped my cherry, right? And so it's got to be the same thing with Star Wars, right?
Absolutely, it's part of their identity. I'm the guy who's never seen Star Wars. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's who you are. That's part of who you are. But you've seen every Marvel movie, right?
I think you have to go out of your way to not see a Star Wars movie at this point in your life, right? See, I think anything that's a cartoon doesn't count because I'm an adult. So I don't watch cartoons.
No matter what, huh? No anime, no.
I'm not into that. Yeah, no Simpsons, nothing. I listen. I'm an adult. I worked hard to become an adult. I'm not watching cartoons anymore. I love me a good Tom and Jerry, but I don't watch that anymore either. But I did find it interesting. But
Hence definition of being an adult. I will not drink coffee. I will not watch cartoons. What?
Well, and I pay my bills on time. That's the other thing I do.
Well, that's not being an adult. You're a boomer.
Yes, a little bit, but we talked about that in the other episode. But I was getting back to Obi-Wan. I was watching that, and I haven't watched episode 3 yet, which I will probably try to watch tonight, because it dropped today, and I don't want any spoilers on the internet. But my point on this is when I watched the first 2 episodes, and the Reva character was obviously a big character. I don't want to give away spoilers on this, but then again, if you're listening to this and you haven't watched it yet, you're not going to watch it anyway.
But this part, if we put it live, it's not until after episode 4 will have dropped. So if you've missed every episode of episode 4, you're probably
Not
that
going to
guy
watch
who's
it.
not watching it.
You're not watching anyway. But when it became obvious that she was a big character, it did dawn on me. I didn't think, oh boy, there's going to be racism around this. But it dawned on me that it was really weird, having watched as many Star Wars live action that I have. There's not a lot of black characters in Star Wars. I think that's the other thing going on with Obi-Wan, right? Is they've now made a black character be very central to the story, and I don't think that sits well with certain people because they're not used to it.
That is obvious. That is obvious that certain people are just like, you've done it to my Star Wars now.
You're right. The woke Star Wars. Star Wars is woke. It's ruined now.
The whole thing has been about a rebellion, which usually is the whole thing about being woke. But okay, yeah. I wish like you. I wish I could say I was surprised. I didn't quite pick up on it as much as like, oh, that character's a badass. Like that's what I picked up on. Like wow. I really hope the show revolves around her trying, what her story is. More than other characters, and so far, it has. Even episode 3, which I saw, it continues that.
Well, it's pretty clear that she's going to be the star. That she's the star of the show. But the interesting thing that I never read the books, right? So again, there's levels of Star Wars nerdism, right? People who read the books know the canon. I just know the stories from the movies. So this is a little bit of a spoiler, but who cares? Like you said, it's episode 4. By the time you hear this, is this whole concept of the Inquisitors and that they were former Jedis that turned to the dark side, like that blew my mind. And that was even a thing. Like I thought there was only one guy who turned to the dark side, right? And so now there's other people who are bad that have Jedi powers. Where the hell is that? That I am more upset about that part of the story, to be honest with you, than it's an African American woman. But it's interesting what people get pissed off about. I'm pissed off that there was bad Jedis. That's what I'm pissed off about.
Hey, that does piss me off. They're supposed to be the good guys, damn it.
Yes.
Jedis are pretty bad. They turn evil and become like super bad. And then, if they don't turn evil when they get old, they're like, fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore. Well, that's what happens to old Jedi. But it's not the line from Batman, you live long enough not to be the hero. You live long enough to just stop doing it. Hey, I'm done. I'm done. Nope. I'm live in my cave on this weird planet, drinking milk or beans out of a can. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, I would agree. But that's what I was most pissed off about. So then I saw this whole racism thing. I'm like, wow, why don't people just be pissed about bad Jedis? Come on, let's go. Let's make life simple. But anyway, that's where I'm at with that, Obi.